Saturday Night Cigar Lounge here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. Back after this.
VLR.
Welcome to the Saturday Night Cigar Lounge on Vigilant Liberty Radio.
I am laughing at something, and this is hour number 2 of Saturday Night Cigar Lounge here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. I'm your host, Taylor Millard. Thank you very much for being here. A taped show because I am at a hockey game. Let's see, right now it's probably right after 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. So we're probably going into the third period, or maybe just have started the third period of the Dallas Stars Washington Capitals game. Here's hoping that the Stars are winning and are able to hold on to their lead. I'm just saying, I'd like them to. Please, please, boys, do it for me, please. I'm going to laugh at something that Alan Bordius said on Twitter. One of these days, Taylor will let it go. Maybe. We can only hope, for his own sake. Followed by a Bitstrip comic book saying, Taylor encounters a scary bee. With me saying, it's wearing pink sneakers. The amusing part of this is that I was the one who did the comic book. For those who may have never listened to this show before, the pink sneakers refers to former Texas gubernatorial candidates. Thank God, former Texas gubernatorial candidate. Wendy Davis. That's what it refers to. And thank God she lost. But we'll move on from that. We don't need to talk about her. Instead, let's talk about the controversy, quote unquote, regarding to the 2015 Oscar nominees. Now, why is this a controversy? Well, it's because apparently the nominees are too white. In fact, they're all white. The list is all white. And the only one that I know of... looking at the Best Actor nominations, it is Steve Carell, Bradley Cooper, Benedict Cumberbatch, Michael Keaton, Eddie Redmayne. And I expect Steve Carell to probably win. Or maybe Michael Keaton. The Best Actress nominations are Marion Cotillard, Felicity Jones, Julianne Moore, Rosamund Pike, Reese Witherspoon. Best Director, Alejandro Inarritu, Richard Linklater, Benedict Miller, Wes Anderson, and Morton Tildum. This has Al Sharpton all furious. He released a statement on Thursday saying the movie industry is like the Rocky Mountains. It gets higher. The higher you get, the whiter it gets. And he says that he has called an emergency meeting early next week in Hollywood with the task force, to discuss possible action around the Academy Awards. possible action around it. Really, what is he going to do? Is he going to sue them? I'm kind of curious if he's going to sue them. Or if he's not going to sue them. I'm also a little curious if he was planning on suing the Academy Awards in 2010 when the Best Picture nominee, or the Best Director nominees, were The Hurt Locker, Avatar, Precious, Up in the Air, and Inglourious Bastards. Probably not, because Precious did involve a female black woman. Or if he was going to sue because the Best Supporting Actor nominations were Christoph Waltz, Matt Damon, Woody Harrelson, Christopher Plummer, and Stanley Tucci. It's a good question. How about we look at 2011? These are all movies that a lot of them that I haven't seen. How about 2011? As I look at this. The King's Speech, 127 Hours, Black Swan, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are All Right, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, True Grit, Winter's Bone. Those were the Best Picture nominees. Best Director, Tom Hooper, Darren Aronofsky, Ethan and Joe Cohen, David Fincher, David O. Russell. I'm looking at all of those nominees there in 2011. They're white. Best Actor, Colin Firth, Jeff Bridges, Jesse Eisenberg, James Franco, Javier Bardem. I actually would have been interested, by the way, in 2011, if James Franco had won the award for Best Actor. He was the host, by the way. How awkward would have that been? Looking at the Best Actress nominations, Natalie Portman, Annette Bening, Nicole Kidman, Jennifer Lawrence, Michelle Williams. Best Supporting Actresses, Melissa Leo, Amy Adams, Helena Bonham Carter, Haley Steinfeld, Jackie Weaver. Best Supporting Actor, Christian Bale, John Hawkes, Jeremy Renner, Mark Ruffalo, Jeffrey Rush. No protest then. Let's look at the 2012 Academy Awards. The winner for Best Actor was Jean Dujardin, who's a white guy from France. In fact, Damien Bichir, he is Mexican, but he's a rather white-looking Mexican, light-skinned. Now, maybe there isn't the anger over this because The Help was nominated but didn't win. The Artist did. Best Director, Michael Hazanavicius, Woody Allen, Terrence Malick, Alexander Payne, Martin Scorsese. Those guys are all white. Best Actor, when we went through there, Jean Dujardin, Demian Bichir, George Clooney, Gary Oldman. I forgot Gary Oldman got nominated for Best Actor for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. He did a really good job in that film, by the way. But they're all white. Best Supporting Actor, Christopher Plummer, Kenneth Branagh, Jonah Hill, Nick Nolte, Max von Sydow. They're all white. The winner of Best Supporting Actress is black. But no complaints. No people going insane over that. Let's look at last year's Academy Awards. Oh, yeah, the Best Picture was 12 Years a Slave. That's 12 Years a Slave. That shows how... You realize the point that I'm trying to make here, folks. Which is... Al Sharpton needs to shut up on this. I mean, the fact that he's calling an emergency meeting early next week in Hollywood with the task force to discuss possible action around the Academy Awards, that's just ridiculous. Said Sharpton, the lack of diversity in today's Oscar nominations is appalling, and while it is good that Selma was nominated for Best Picture, which is something that, by the way, people are forgetting that Selma was nominated for Best Picture. It's ironic that they nominated a story about the racial shutout around voting while there is a racial shutout around the Oscar nominations. With all the talent in Selma and other black movies this year, it is hard to believe that we have less diversity in the nominations today than in recent history. Well, if you look at the nominations from the last few years, this isn't the first time, and it probably won't be the last time that the categories are done by mostly white. It happens. With all due respect to Kevin Hart, the Wayans brothers. Who's the guy who does the Medea films? I have no idea who that is. Unless it's like this amazing film. Tyler Perry is Medea. Unless it's these amazing, amazing films, or at least that the Academy think is an amazing film, you're not going to see it happening. Unless Spike Lee decides to put out a new film that is, considered fantastic. Whether it's Red Hook Summer or